And for you, Neil, in Evora, which actually I should say a little bit about. Evora is, let's hear how one should say this.
Évora.
Evora, that's really beautiful, isn't it? Evora is, let me just pull that screen back. And yeah, it is obviously city and a municipality in Portugal, population of nearly 57,000 people. And it is the seat of the Evora district. The current mayor, good morning to you, is Carlos Pinta de Sá of the CDU coalition. Now, the thing is about Evora, due to its well-preserved old town centre, still partially enclosed by medieval walls, I'm painting a nice picture of a place you might want to go to, and many monuments dating from various historical periods, including a Roman temple, Evora is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and also a member of the Most Ancient European Towns Network. That sounds like a fun organisation. It's also ranked number 2. This is the important thing from the point of view of Good Morning Portugal and the idea of coming to live in Portugal. It's ranked number 2 in the Portugal Most Livable Cities survey of living conditions published yearly by Expresso newspaper, the Expresso newspaper, the Express. It was ranked first in a study concerning competitiveness of the 18 Portuguese district capitals, and there are 18 Portuguese district capitals, plus the 2 autonomous areas of Madeira and the Azores. And that was a 2006, that's a long time ago, 2006 study made by the University of Minho. So a little bit about Evora and its weather today, mostly cloudy with a high of 16 and a low of 4, but with its current cloudiness at 11 degrees. And let's finish with the weather today by going down south as we normally do. We usually start at the top and work our way towards the hottest weather. Maybe we'll mix that up in future shows. But Faro currently mostly sunny. Lucky, what do they call there? Faroeans? Yeah, Faroeans, I suspect. The people of Faro, anyway, enjoying 11 degrees currently and an expected high of 17 today. And like the rest of Portugal, I think, looking forward to sunnier weather tomorrow and for the weekend. Lucky people. Okay, so let's move on, shall we, this morning. We do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday morning. The format, if you've not seen this before, is that we have the weather. We kick off with the weather and we'll do a bit of news and we do a word of the day or a bit of vocabulary language or a phrase, and we also have a property, Caso do Dia, for the day. And we'll finish with that today. A lovely old barn in Penamacor, which is in the Castelo Branco region, and a bargain, an off-grid hideaway bargain at €70,000. So stay tuned for that. But let's look at this news story. I was in where was I? Which paper put me onto this? I'd like to credit the paper that put this story my way. I'll have to find that for you later on. But it's 100% local. And I'll need to translate this for you because my Portuguese is not yet up to translating this GoFundMe project to support local producers. But I think it's a wonderful idea, 100% local. And I'll just read a bit of their GoFundMe campaign, if I may. It is... what they're saying here is we live in a world scenario marked by an increase in population density and industrial food production, which has changed consumption patterns. This completely redefined forms of food production and led to the practice of intensive, highly resource-intensive agriculture that is harmful to ecosystems and ultimately has a negative impact on household production. For all those reasons, we believe that it is urgent to return supremacy to short circuits and to recover the dynamics of production and consumption on a local scale. Hear, hear. So big shout out this morning then to those folks who put this together and have already raised €500 of their €10,000 goal. And I will continue. From this premise comes 100% local as a reinforcement of the work done by the In Loco Association. Now, I'm sure that's like a local association for localization and the whole sort of vibe of slow food and provenance of food and so on, and food miles, addressing those sorts of issues. And in close articulation with a network of institutional partners as well, this particular project, we propose to identify and differentiate local producers and products, creating tools and spaces that catapult their visibility and contribute to the closer relationship with consumers. Namely, 1, organizing producer markets. That can only be a good thing, right? The markets are fantastic anyway in Portugal. Organizing producer markets, which sounds great. Number 2, identifying local producers by their characterization and by awarding a 100% local producer card. I guess that's a certification process. And 3, creating a web and mobile app where they will be geo-referenced as well as the points of sale of their production. Fantastic. So this is really good. This is, strategic, philosophical, and highly tactical by the sound of it. Through a series of provocative awareness actions, and I guess that'll be the PR and publicity, we also propose to challenge civil society to reflect on the impact of their consumption options, raising awareness through art. Fantastic, it's so Portuguese, namely by promoting street actions, posting posters, and Moopy. I don't know what Moopy are. They're sort of electronic display systems with provocative phrases. And 3, creating an artistic installation for a traveling exhibition. I love this. So it's not just about the food. It's a lot about the awareness, and they sound like they're going to have a lot of fun doing it. How we will invest, the amount will be invested in the development of the actions is described above, which is, there's a little video, and I will include this. If you want to go yourself to gofundme.com/100-local, you will find this, which will make it possible to positively distinguish producers and make consumers aware of the importance of favouring a proximity economy. That sounds good, doesn't it? Proximity economy. It just makes sense. I think the only principal objection for people with buying local is it is more expensive, and it has to be, doesn't it? Because the costs normally of food in supermarkets are hidden elsewhere. They hit the farmer or the distribution system, and the money you would pay is paid by someone else so that you can get the cheap veg. And I just think it's a sort of a process of diminishing returns on a larger scale. And we should be paying the true value of food. Obviously, it's difficult if you're struggling economically, but we need to, I think, have a way of dealing with this. And that's obviously what this is. So that's the principal objection, I think, is not being able to afford it or it being more expensive, and that hurts people. But the other part of that, of course, is the awareness raising, isn't it, and why it's a good idea. So it sounds like this project is taking both of those things on. We will be able to guarantee even the creation of a product that will last after the project, and that will guarantee the continuity of the objectives that we set for ourselves. Project has 90% support from No Planet B by Amy, the Camões Institute, and the European Union, but we still need to raise 10% to fully ensure its execution. So this is a big project, and it's just 10% that's coming from this GoFundMe, and for that we need your help. Any donation will make some impact. And they go into further detail about what you get for an investment. So it ranges from, if you put 5 locals in, you will get a local consumer good practice manual, and if you put €250 in, you will be able to use their logo and mention the project and really be a part of it at €250, which seems like a reasonable investment for a local producer, I think, to be part of that. And you can help us, of course, as well as a local consumer. And even if you could just be philanthropic and bung some money their way, just to generally increase the awareness of these sorts of things. So I think it's a fantastic project, 100% local, a project designed to support local producers. Word of the day may well have been local, which would appear to be local, but I will check that out and probably do that tomorrow.